Hey everyone, if you're a roofing contractor or any general contractor and you're mainly relying on word of mouth, knocking doors, yard signs, and any other old marketing strategy, and you know that right now you're kind of getting left behind when it comes to the new marketing strategies, then this video is for you. The truth is that with the rise of those other marketing tactics, like obviously Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, and everything that you hear that's around, the thing is that the market really changes, and a lot of people realize, and a lot of roofers especially realize, that the game is drastically changing. So you might already struggle to get more business. A lot of the times you start losing business to competitors that have just cheaper bids, so they're just outpricing you, and people are really looking for the cheapest price. And this is a tough situation to be in. And essentially, as a contractor in 2025 and going into the next couple of years, it's extremely important that you adapt to the current market and start implementing the strategies that other roofers use to essentially be ahead of you and get more roofing jobs. So today I want to talk about those exact strategies, how to use them to dominate your local market specifically as a roofer, and at the end of the day, any contractor, and how I do that. And there are a lot of roofers that I personally work with that implemented the strategy and saw immense growth in their business within just a couple of months, more consistency, more jobs coming in. And I know if you're a roofer, you probably already tried some marketing strategies, maybe you tried some Facebook ads, but this strategy is really fundamentally different from probably everything you've tried before. And I will break that down in this video, but there are roofers that currently work with me. They're really crushing it with the system. For example, Ron with I've only been working with Ron for about a month or two, and we're already seeing a lot more jobs coming in, appointments coming in, and just a lot more consistency.
Maybe 7. Usually with Facebook, I can't even get a hold of anybody. These people are responding right away when I give them a text or phone
Yep.
call or whatever.
Then we got Tyler out of Houston. I've been working with him for like over 7 or 8 months now, I believe. And over this course, we managed to grow his company from $1 million a year to $3 million a year just by implementing the strategy. And he hired his first 2 full-time sales reps to handle all the leads that are coming in and all the appointments. And you can see all those testimonials and case studies on my website. And this is what I will cover in this video. So first of all, what is the Geo Content Strategy and why does it work? How to set it up for your own business, how it looks like, and then how to scale and monitor it in the long run. Now, what's the Geo Content Strategy, short GCS? It's something that I came up with, at least I came up with the name. Obviously, it's not completely new. It's really like just marketing that allows you to build trust and authority in the local market. So the goal with this whole thing, with the strategy that we're driving, is essentially to build trust and authority with homeowners who are buy ready, obviously looking for roof replacements and major jobs. They're interested in working with your company compared to any other company. So by building this trust and authority, they won't just be looking for the cheapest bid because they already know, okay, I want to go with your company. So even if you have a premium price and you charge more than other people do, and other people provide cheaper quotes, those people will still go with you. And then we want the homeowners to be looking for quality, not just the cheapest bid. And then last but not least, we're striving for a high average ticket. We don't want the smaller jobs where you kind of like start chasing them, and when you close them, you have super small margins on them. We want the bigger projects, the wealthier homeowners, the multi-million-dollar homes ideally. And to get those results, you really have to switch up your strategy when it comes to the advertising. But I will cover that in more detail in a second. So bottom line, essentially what we're trying to achieve is just build trust and build a local audience. Now, in order to do that, there are really two components to it. There's the content and then there's the targeting. So those are really like the two main things. Obviously, you can go deeper into it, but to simplify it, it's the content that you push out and it's the targeting. So which people are actually going to see the content that we push out. Now, regarding the content, we want it to be unique. We don't want to be running the same stuff that every other roofer is running because there are a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram and all those platforms. And if we just drive the same strategy that everybody else is driving, then there won't be anything unique about our content, and it won't really build trust and authority in the local market. Then we want quality focused content. So we don't want to just push out the cheapest bits because, again, the kind of people we want to attract are the ones that are looking for a solid quality roofing company, not just the cheapest bid and the next discount. Then we want to leave a lasting impression. So again, this ties together with the unique content, but also like creating pieces of content that are just like catchy, unique, and that people like after they watch them, it leaves an impression. And even if we retarget them and they watch multiple pieces of our content over and over again, it will kind of like build an image that they have about our company. So they may not sign up after seeing the ad one time, but after seeing it 5 times and now they have a problem with their roof, they know they want to reach out to us. And then last but not least, we want to be hyper targeted, meaning we want to pick a very specific location and also specific demographics that we're going after. So how that targeting would essentially look like is, instead of going like super broad, we want to narrow it down a bit. And it used to be like in the past years on Facebook, it used to be the better route to just, okay, like if, let's just take an example. If Houston, Texas is your targeting area, that's a huge market. So people would just kind of like do like a 50-mile radius or like a super big radius around Houston and just target the whole thing, because the advantage of doing that is that you have a very big audience size, which is good if you have a super fresh account and you just want to get some data in. But later down, we really want to narrow it down and essentially the ideal thing that you can do when it comes to the location targeting is target specific counties from what I found. So instead of going full broad Houston, what we want to do is we want to pick a certain county. For example, in this example right here, I have Brazoria County, which is a county within Houston. And then essentially how we want to structure the campaign is what you can see in the middle right here. We want to have one campaign and we want to have one ad set for each single location. So we can have one for Brazoria County, one for Matagorda County, one for Galveston County. So this way we can have up to 5, 10, 15, even 20, like however many counties you want to put in there, we can do it. But the point is that we split it up. And the advantage of doing that is that we can get very specific with the ads that we run. So as you can see in this structure right here, we're kind of running the same ads within each location. But the difference I'm going to show to you in a second is really the call out. So we want to call out people in that specific area. So instead of going very broad and saying, hey, Houston homeowners, do you need a new roof? We say, hey, Brazoria County homeowners, we are the local trusted company within that small area. So this is going to, first of all, catch a lot more people's attention within that area. Plus, it's going to, again, really build trust in the local market, because in Houston, there are, for example, like a lot of advertisers. So a lot of people will be running ads there, and every single ad says, hey, Houston homeowners, hey, do you need a good roofing company in Houston? But the thing is, not a lot of people are really like going that narrow and going after like specific counties. So the competition will be essentially a lot lower because people just keep seeing the same ads, but then we try to come in and actually target a very specific location and build trust in that location. Then there's obviously also the demographics and interests, and this is when it comes to like Facebook and Instagram. There are obviously other platforms like Google, which I personally also do, but in this video it's really more about Facebook. But I will talk later in this video about like how that all ties together. But when it comes to the targeting, we really obviously want to make sure to put the age in there. And usually I would say broad targeting is the best. But what I tend to do sometimes is kind of like put some demographics and interest in here. For example, home improvement, roof renovation, home and garden. So just very like generic, simple stuff that just make sure that we're going after actual homeowners and we're getting in front of the right people. But honestly, the real targeting, so the most important piece to this targeting section right here is really the location, and then the real targeting, meaning what kind of people we attract and what kind of people see the ads, are the ads themselves. And just to give you an example of, first of all, what you don't want to do, is you don't want to push out like super generic ads. If you're like a roofer and you've been doing your ads yourself, or maybe you get like a marketing company or whatever, a lot of people make it easy for themselves, and essentially what they do is they create super like simple generic ads like this one right here. Or this, and it doesn't look shit, like it doesn't look bad. Maybe it looks good, it looks clean, but the thing is that everybody's running that, and those are just two examples. Honestly, like when it comes to almost any image ad, it's always going to be like either just like an image of a roof or a before and after, or maybe with a headline and some text, maybe with like a discount and offer or whatever. But the same thing with all of those things is that in an image you can't really bring a lot across. And again, when we look back to what we spoke about like a minute ago, like pushing out unique content, differentiating yourself, and having a lasting impression on the audience to actually build the audience and push like a branding forward, then an image ad won't really cut it, because they see like a million of those every single day when scrolling through Facebook. So most people will skip right past it, and the ones that don't, they may sign up, they may be a lead, but usually low quality leads. And then it's also like not really what we're trying to achieve. Like the goal is not to just get immediate leads. Like that's the front end goal. We obviously want to get leads in the door that are good, that sell. But when we look at this like in a long term, what the strategy is really about is, again, building trust and authority in the local market, meaning that we want to get followers to our page. We want to get people looking into our company. We want to get people following our company, and to really like build an audience. And those kind of images are really like direct response. So people see them, they click on them, they may sign up, maybe they don't. Usually it's going to be rather low quality leads, and then it doesn't really do anything for us. While with like what I personally do, or what we do a lot, is running like video ads, and there's a lot of different angles you can go about this. Generally speaking, in a 30-second to 1 minute video ad, you can cover a lot more and bring a lot more points across than in a simple image. Like you can have a headline and a subheadline and everything in an image, but you won't be able to bring so much across like in a like 30 to 1 minute long video. And obviously you still got to make it like catchy, and you still got to make people watch the entire thing in order for it to work. So I'm just going to show you like two examples right here. So this is a voiceover on the left, which you can see, and I'm going to play it in a second, where we essentially took a voiceover, which you can do pretty easily. It put some like footage in the background, essentially, and made some editing it to make it catchy. And then on the right side, you can see it's kind of like a podcast style video, but I will show it to you.
Looking for a roofer right here in Oakland County you can actually trust?
So you can see like in the first 5 seconds, the targeting is already like way different than what a lot of people do. Like we call out Oakland County, which is again like a very specific county, a very specific area, meaning people that live in that area, they don't see ads every single day calling them out. So if they see that, it will really kind of like catch their attention. You can go even more narrow and target like certain zip codes and neighborhoods later on. So you get the idea, like calling the area out. And then we're saying looking for a roofer in the local area that you can actually trust. So we're really pushing like the the trust angle and trying to sell them like on the quality of the company.
Buildco is the #1 local roofing company, rated 5 stars by your neighbors. From roof repairs to full exterior makeovers, we do it all right away and on budget. Free inspections, fast.
So as you can see, it's really like not so much focused on the discount, but actually on the qualities of the company while still making it catchy. And when somebody sees this, and maybe they see 5, 6, 7 ads like this over the course of a week, it will last an impression. They will see, okay, this company, this logo, this brand, it's in their head. Like they know, okay, they're here, they're in the local area, and they're the trusted name when it comes to roofing. And that's really what we want to achieve. And then obviously at the same time, we still want to keep it short and have like a call to action at the end. So kind of like tell them, okay, click the link below, fill the form, reach out for a free quote. So obviously we will still get leads coming in, but those leads will be like much higher quality. Like we talked about, like the kind of people that we want to attract, the wealthier homeowners that are looking for quality, not just the cheapest bid. So that's what we want to attract. Same thing here. In this case, we kind of like the company went ahead and recorded their own content instead of doing a voiceover, which is also a great angle. And then obviously you can do a lot of different things. Like this right here is a podcast style. You can also record a video on a roof. You can record a video on site, like when you do a project. There's a lot you can do.
Like the fact that you frame it up. It's almost like luxury roofing. Like
Yes.
I've been in real estate for about 4 years now. No one ever has.
So as you can see, it's like very different again. It's really like a quality piece of content that, again, is different from like what 99.9% of roofers are running. Plus, the hook in this video is essentially luxury roofing. Like that's a keyword. So obviously, like that's gonna attract a much different like customer avatar than something like this would attract. So you get the idea when it comes to those ads. And obviously, you want to have like a lot of different ones you can test. But generally, when it comes to those video ads, there are like a couple points that you should make sure that you have, like when you come up with them, or if you hire somebody that does them. You want to call out the local area. Be specific. The more specific you are, the better. Like this is one of the key things. Again, like this whole video is about dominating the local market. So pick specific areas and try to call out those people and reach those people. Then hook people in the first 5 seconds of the video. So you want to obviously still have a catchy hook. And you can work with offers. You can work with financing offers, insurance offers, and stuff like that. That works to catch people's attention. But then later on in the video, you really want it to be like quality focused and yeah, just like based around, hey, this is my company, this is our company, and we help homeowners like you to have a great roofing experience. We provide high quality, and that's what we want to achieve. And then the ad should definitely be catchy and just about 30 to 60 seconds long, because we can't push out like super long form content. That's probably rather something for YouTube ads, which I'm probably going to talk about in like later videos that I'm going to upload on this channel. But on Facebook and Instagram, you want to make it short and catchy to make sure people actually watch the whole thing and get until the end. And then from there, you want to also make the ad obviously unique, like we talked about, like use your own content if possible. If you can record your own stuff, that's great. If you want to do a voiceover, that's still great. Just make sure it's unique. But honestly, by doing video ads in the first place, like let it be voiceovers, actors, recording your own stuff, you will already be unique, because again, 95% of the roofing contractors out there and contractors in general are running those generic image ads. And then, yeah, keep it simple but high quality, so you don't need to overthink it too much. Just keep it simple, straight up, word after word, straightforward. Don't talk too much in the ads, and then still keep it high quality. So make sure, yeah, camera quality is on point. And if you do a voiceover, like just use some drone footage, some quality footage in the background. And that's really it. Like that's really what you need to do in terms of the content. And it's the most important piece. Like no matter what platform you choose or what you decide to do, like if you push out the right content, you will reach the right people, attract the right people, and actually build an audience. And that's the thing, like with social media, it will tie back with like a lot of different things, platforms that you have going on. But in general, like you obviously want to just keep testing, like come up with 5 to 10 video ads minimum to start off with, test them against each other, see what works, what angle works, what angle doesn't work, and then from there you can create variations and just keep testing until you find your arsenal of winning ads that really work, that you can just essentially put out there. And yeah, then again, what I just mentioned is like, yeah, this might be like on Facebook and Instagram, but a lot of people have like a wrong image of that thing. Like it's not really just about, okay, I'm going to invest this much money and this is my cost per lead, so I'm going to have this return. It's about like actually building awareness and brand awareness in the local area while still obviously striving for like a good cost per lead and getting a return. So there's a lot more that plays into it. Like you want to have a clean website set up, which a lot of you guys probably already do. You want to have a good Google My Maps profile with some reviews. You want to have a good Facebook page with some followers and some organic postings. So just try to make it like very well rounded and build your online presence in a lot of ways, because Facebook and Instagram is not so one-dimensional as people think. It's on one platform, but honestly, like the data that you essentially use for the ads is split across all the different platforms. So if you have a good Google My Maps profile, a good website, and traffic coming to that, and maybe even some Google ads running or whatever you have, that will all play into favor when it comes to like the whole ecosystem you're building, meaning like winning the trust of your local community. because people will also like check out your profile when they click on the ad. They will check out your Facebook profile. They will click on your website. They will go to your Google Maps. They will check all that stuff out, and this is why you really all want to have this set up, and it's gonna not only improve your Facebook audience, like your Facebook ad performance, but yeah, it will kind of like, again, build your following, build your community, and then things are just gonna get better and better with time. Now, last but not least, to really analyze and monitor and also scale those ads in the long run and this whole entire system essentially. I really got 2 great videos about this, and talking about this in this video would just probably be a bit too long. So I would recommend to check out my channel. There's one video which is called something like Analyze Your Facebook Ad Metrics. I think it's my most viewed video. That's great, not the highest quality, but it kind of like breaks down all the different like tiny metrics and things you need to worry about, like the click-through rate and all that stuff. If you're new to this, I recommend watching that. Then the second video is this one right here, which you should find among the recent videos I uploaded, where I kind of like show how to scale a roofing company to $5 million a year with ads. So in this video, I really go more into detail on the numbers, like how to actually make the numbers work, how to get started with running ads in the first place, how you scale up the campaign in the long run. So it's a bit of a longer video, but definitely recommend watching that if you really want to do it yourself. Obviously, in general, I would recommend just getting somebody that knows how to do it. So this could be me, this could be any other company, but it will just probably save you a lot of time, a lot of headache, and a lot of money, because at the end of the day, you will be spending money on ads. Now, to still give you some general advice in this video, there are really a couple factors that play into the whole performance of the campaign. And it's not only about the front end, like it's obviously about the cost per lead, but then it's also about the lead to contact rate, the contact to appointment rate, appointment to show rate, and then eventually the show to close rate. And in each single step, there are things that you can do. Obviously, like the cost per lead is pretty straightforward. You want to have good content and test a lot until you find something that really hits and produces a good cost per lead. Now, good cost per lead should, in the roofing industry, depending on your market, be around $50 a lead if you use a landing page with like pre-qualification. If you use like lead forms, instant forms, without really like pre-qualifying people a lot, then you should be able to probably get a cost per lead around $30. Then the lead to contact percentage is obviously like depends on a couple factors, like the lead quality, so which is why I would recommend running a landing page and pre-qualifying leads. But then also like how fast you call them. So you want to call them within like ideally the first minute. So having those structures in place is very important. And then contact to appointment percentage really comes again down to the lead quality. Like, are the people that are coming in actually interested in getting a new roof done, or are they more like tire kickers? But that percentage should usually be pretty high. And then appointment to show rate also really comes down to, do you have reminder automations that are going out, text messages that are going out? Are you calling your leads a couple hours before the appointment? And then show to close rate. So when you get in the door, are you actually able to close them? I think that's pretty straightforward. But bottom line is to not get too caught up in all of those like different metrics. Like, I would just say, as long as your return on investment, your ROI is good, you can scale the budget. Just it's like a machine where you put $1 in and get $5 out, and you can just do it as many times as you want and predictably scale. Now, if your ROI is not there, like if for some reason you're putting more money into the ads that you're getting out, then I would just look at those couple of points and see where the bottleneck is, which is why tracking is super important. So that's pretty much it for the video. I know I'm a fast talker, so feel free to watch the video again if you need to. Check out the other videos on my channel that go more into depth, like how to actually set this up and scale this. Or you can also book a 1 hour free 1 hour strategy session call with me personally. First link in the description, just go on my website, book a call with me. Happy to kind of like look at what you got going on, help you out. And this is only if you're a roofing contractor. I know a lot of marketers watch my videos, and I love you guys, but I don't really do any coaching. So if you do roofing, if you're a contractor, if you want some help, then yeah, book using the first link in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.